Hello everyone. For today's Lent devotional, we will be looking into an event about a short man who was transformed by Jesus in a short span of time. As you may have guessed, it's about the spiritual rebirth of Zacchaeus, the chief tax collector of Jericho, who had the urge to meet Jesus, a friend of sinners and publicans. And it's mentioned in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 19, verses 1 through 10. Like many of us have obstacles and challenges that prevent us from experiencing Jesus personally, Zacchaeus had many challenges that prevented him from seeing Jesus. He was a publican who will not be entertained by a Jewish rabbi, a short man who could not push through a big crowd to approach Jesus, a rich and influential person who is not supposed to get mingled with the crowd that followed Jesus. However, out of strong desire to know what kind of a person Jesus is, Zacchaeus took practical and realistic steps to go above those obstacles and, despite his status in the society, climbed up a sycamore tree to get a glimpse of Jesus. As we see here, when we take one step towards God, He will take 100 steps towards us. Here we see that Zacchaeus just wanted to get a glimpse of Jesus. But as you read in this passage, Jesus ended up staying with Zacchaeus at his house and offered him salvation. What an amazing Jesus we have. How it happened? When Jesus reached under the tree on which Zacchaeus sat hidden, not realizing that nothing remains hidden from the eyes of the Divine One, he recognized the cries emanating from the heart of someone sitting up there, looked up, and asked Zacchaeus to make haste to come down from where he sat hidden. The call to salvation. Yes, Zacchaeus hurried down from where he was sitting hidden in the comforts of his world, hidden in the power of money. On hearing Jesus' call, he consecrated himself and accepted Jesus joyfully into his heart and home. No matter what or where you are in life, if we are willing to surrender worldly comforts and share what we have with those who do not have any, Jesus will come into our lives and homes unconditionally. God the Father will then meet you as you are, and the Holy Spirit will guide us in the way we must walk. Jesus did not ask Zacchaeus to correct his wrongdoings, but unconditionally offered to reside with him, a publican with whom no rabbi would even talk. He accepted then and there Jesus' call of salvation, renounced his ways, agreed not to repeat the wrong things that he did in the past, and got renewed. How will you respond to divine call? If Jesus calls us today, remember it's an urgent call and we have no time to postpone the response. Are we willing to get renewed by throwing away everything, be it your lifestyle, company, or attitudes that we so far cherished? Jesus sums up his mission on earth in the last verse of this passage: to seek and save the lost. Lost means to be in the wrong place in our relationship with God. At the beginning of this event, we see a man who was lost and needed reconciliation with himself, others, and God. On coming into contact with Jesus, he was able to restore himself and his family. Zacchaeus made two promises to God: that he will give half of his possession to the poor, and if he has cheated anybody, he will pay back 4 times the amount. In response to Zacchaeus' promises, Jesus offered to him 2 great gifts: salvation to him and his house, and titled him True Son of Abraham. Who is the son of Abraham? The one possessing 3 main characteristics of Father Abraham: generosity, hospitality, and strong faith. Lent season is the time to examine ourselves. What are the obstacles that prevent us from having personal relationship with Jesus? Why are we not responding to Jesus' call to seek God and His kingdom? Let this Lent season be a time for a self-audit to find out and reject things that create barrier in renewing our relationship with God and others around us, and help us to reconcile our wrongdoings to be in the path for salvation. Thank you.